just got back from a walk. The weather is absolutely gorgeous tonight. And yeah, I needed to get my walk in before the live stream. My desk is a mess. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to repair my Nissan Group C car. I had a pinion strip on me. Not pinion, spur gear. Actually, a crown gear. Anyway, so I'm working on that. Got my tools everywhere. Anyway, but the big project in front of me at the moment is working on my 3A 3D truck chassis. And I'm trying to get the front end set up. So I'm struggling on the setup a little bit. Again, I'm having fun tuning this truck, and I've got it over here working on paint. And last night, trying to get it ready for the proxy. I would like to get this thing out to George by the end of the week. So that's my goal, is hopefully by Friday I can drop this thing off in the mail. Hopefully, maybe. Maybe I'll need the weekend to finalize the tuning. We'll see. So hopefully everybody's doing great. Again, my name's Marty Ford. Welcome to Tuesday at Two Lines. I don't ask this much. It's usually at the end of all my videos, but don't forget, hit the thumbs up. Like, it really does help the YouTube algorithm, help people looking for slot car content to find this stream. And the reason why I think that's important is there's just a lot of great discussion that goes on in the chat. And I think that people who are new to the hobby, it's a safe place for them to ask questions. And a lot of people might think that they're silly or dumb questions, and there are no dumb questions. There are only questions that are not asked. And I want people to feel like they can do that in the chat. And you guys are awesome about helping people in the chat. And so I think that that's why. Give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, I appreciate that very much. So let's see who is in the chat tonight. As we jump in, I can only see about 50. There's my brother right off the top. Hey everyone, I'll be in and out of the chat tonight. Got to get my NAS truck finished. He's working on the same thing that I'm working on, and I thought maybe he might sneak over to run some laps, but obviously he doesn't have it all together yet. But I have seen a sneak peek of his truck, and I'm telling it's awesome, and it's so my brother. I'm just going to say that. It is perfect. So I'm going to brag about my brother for a minute. My brother, Dusty, is one of the most creative people I know. He is super talented, but he has this great creative mind, and I love the way he thinks. And he came up with something really creative as a livery for his truck. So I can't wait for you guys to see it. Eventually, he'll probably post some pictures once he gets it finished, but it's super cool and it looks awesome. He did a great job. So, so you get, that's once a year. I can only brag about him one time a year. The rest of the time, I got to give him a hard time. But bro, thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, man, the chat is moving so fast that I can't keep up with it. I'm trying to get to the Daryl Rogers is in the house. Vince is in the house. Chris is in the house. Jim Cunningham. Hey, Jim. Haven't seen you since last summer. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being there. Sean last week on the live stream was talking about having a chance to go race at your track. That's pretty exciting. I'm glad he got a chance to meet you, and I hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you in the chat. I really appreciate it. I actually had a conversation, about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, about digital analog systems, and I believe they were leaning towards one of your Omnibox selections, and they were asking me what I thought of them, and the fact that I've raced on a couple tracks that have them. I was able to let him know how good those products are. So thanks for joining in. I'm glad you and Sean got to meet up. Sean's a great guy. Steve Holzman. Steve has been sending pictures of his track build. He is rebuilding. Some of you may remember the video I did a couple years ago, the Brown Bison Raceway outside of Louisville, Kentucky. And he's rebuilding that as Scale Auto. And for about the last year, he's had a Scale Auto track, and he completely redesigned it and is kind of getting towards the end of that project. I don't know that he's ran cars on it yet, but he sent a text earlier that said he made the final connection. So that's exciting. He'll be running some cars soon. So Steve, thanks for keeping us up to date. Now I'm going to have to drive my truck to work tomorrow because my head is all swelled up and won't fit in the car. Yeah. That's no doubt. And then talking about another track build, I don't know if anybody's been watching UC Slot Cars. David has been posting an update every day, and I have to say, Holzman, I'm calling you out. Like, you need to watch Dave's builds, because that dude has built a track in like record time. The guys like to tease me about how fast I build tracks. Like, when I make up my mind, I do it, and I just work until it's done. I'm a little insane when it comes to that. I will admit that gladly, but it is what it is. Don't let Marty fool you. His truck is going to be bad. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm working on it. It's hopefully by the end of tonight. Why I rushed out to get my exercise in my workout in is so that I can put decals. I printed decals for this truck tonight. I think last week you guys talked me into the Mobile One, and so that's the route I'm going. But I'm going for more of a vintage looking Mobile One. So think old school Mobile One logo on the truck build. But I kind of like it. I think hopefully if I can make it look like what I have going on in my head. I kind of mocked up something. I don't have it in my YOLO box, so I can't show you what I mocked up. Maybe I'll post it on Instagram. That's kind of what I have going on in my head. I think in the end, it's going to be a little different because I've got all these awesome contingency decals. Hang on. Hopefully. Hopefully I didn't lose them. So when you get the 3A 3D kit, I've got the glass. I got to paint. I forgot. I got to paint my wheel inserts. So I got to decide what color those need to be. But George, Area 51, if you're not following him, go out and follow that channel. In the kit with the vintage trucks, the NAS trucks, whatever you want to call them, he gave us some contingency decals. So in my mock-up, I don't have these, but there's some great contingency, and they're already, you can just kind of cut them out how you want and put them on. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. And so I'm pretty stoked about that. And so I will be able to do that. And here's some Ford, Chevrolet stickers. Oh, and then of course we've got, if you guys can read it, we've got some Slot Car Corner. Shout out to Slot Car Corner, channel sponsor. Go figure. So I'm excited about working on the decals tonight. That's always the fun part for me, even though it can be tedious. That is fun because you can really see the body come alive. So I've had the airbrush for a couple weeks. I'll talk a little bit about that. And I guess I'll just show you. So I did my own paint mixing on the truck. I've got the Ford, and I wanted an off-white, and I only have a certain amount of basic colors. And I like this shot right here. That looks pretty sweet. And I'll do some more detail once I get closer. But now I've got a coat of clear on it so I can put the decals on. And then hopefully after I get the decals on, I'll let them dry out, and then I'll shoot it with clear tomorrow. And then hopefully we'll be in great shape. But yeah, where was I going with that? Oh, so the airbrush. I have to admit it. I was telling Daniel, and Dave Gorley last night, I'm actually enjoying the airbrushing. It's just, you have so much control compared to rattle can. And I think I was just scared of it. And then George called me out in his live stream yesterday. I got to watch the replay. And somebody mentioned, hey, I was watching Marty on his live stream do some airbrushing. And George was like, don't let Marty sandbag. Marty and Dave, those guys sandbag. You guys, like, there's some mistakes on this body. I'm really happy with how it's turning out, but I just feel like I have an overspray issue. I covered everything over, and then I hit the bottom and got some overspray because I didn't even think about that. So there's some things that I didn't think about. So I'm still learning. Let me see here. We are ready for Memphis when the date and track is settled. Andy took one of the cheetahs to test on the tracks. Looks like Kevin and others will be buying them too. Sweet. The cheetahs. Let's see here. NCSD checking in. Hey, Robert. Thanks. Hey, Gary. Nice t-shirt. Yeah. So I've had a lot of people talking about that. I'm bouncing all over the place, guys. Sorry. ADHD is in high gear tonight. I've had a lot of people reach out about doing another t-shirt. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I did these t-shirts, I worked with a local friend that did the design and kind of surprised me with it. And so I ordered t-shirts from him, and it didn't really work out great. They had issues with their supplier, and it took me a while to get the shirts. And then once I got the shirts, there were a problem or sizes missing. So I've kind of been like hesitant to do another shirt. But Pamela, Super Tires, sent me a message last week and said, hey, you just need to do a shirt with your logo on it. She's like, I really like your logo. And she's right. I do too. Raul, my friend Raul, you guys know him, Conquest. He redesigned my logo a couple years ago for me, just kind of out of just kindness. He's like, hey, I was thinking about your logo. I like it. I love the helmet with the wings. I think that fits perfect, but can I modernize it a little bit? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. That would be great. I'm not a great graphic designer, so I'm not very creative. And he said, he sent it to me like the next day, and I love it. So I think I'm going to do a simple one color logo, and I'm thinking like a heather gray and a navy blue, one color, 2 lines logo. That's what I think I'm going to land. I like it. I think it'll be inexpensive because people, we want to spend money on slot cars. You guys don't want to spend money on t-shirts. So if I can make them inexpensive for you. And so I'm starting to work on that. I'll post pictures when we get closer. But it'll either be heather gray and red, heather gray and navy. Maybe I'll do a full color logo, but that gets pretty expensive because I've got 4 colors in my logo. And so then I like silk screening versus the transfers. So anyway, but yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. That was a long conversation based on you complimenting me on my shirt, Gary. I apologize. Yes, old school mobile Pegasus. Yeah, you guys heard me talk about the Pegasus. I mean, it's the reason why my helmet on my logo has the wings. The old school Pegasus mobile oil logo is one of my favorite logos of all time. As much as I love golf liveries, I like Mobile One liveries, but I love that logo. And so I'm going to do a play on that on the truck. So yeah, that's the plan. Hey, Dominga, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, bro. Chris says, Professor Motor is where I bought original set and some R2, R6 curves, but they are out of straights. That's wild that Professor Motor is out of straights. Man, he's got so much Carrera track up there. But, if you're building like what I found is to build a 4-lane, you have to have a lot of straights. And so if somebody's building a 4-lane or a 6-lane track, which I think if I made a change to this track, I think that I might do a 6-lane. It would be a pretty short 6-lane track, but I think it could be fun. It would have more of a wood track flow to it because you're so limited to the turn radiuses with plastic track, which is why I really like the Polycar because they actually have, R1 through R6, lots of choices. Scale Auto is the same. The R through R5, I think. Did I get better at soldering? I think you're asking me that. Yes, I have gotten better at soldering. Now, I will say that I haven't done a brass chassis in a while because I've been building these 3A, 3D chassis. But the next brass chassis I make, I'm feeling pretty confident about my soldering. But I will tell you, because it's within reach, if you are soldering brass chassis, this is not a commercial. I'm not sponsored by Stay Clean, but this is the flux you need. Daniel was asking me about it one day a couple months ago and said, what kind of flux do you use? For brass chassis stuff, this is the best. And it makes it so much easier to solder. But like wire connections, that kind of soldering, I've really figured it out. And it has everything to do with the upgrade that I did. And it's in my Amazon store list in the description. Was upgrading to a decent, it doesn't have to be like super high end. I think I paid $49 for mine, but it's a soldering station, well worth the money. It is the way to go for sure. Hey, Ron, a little late, but here now. Yeah, don't ever worry about being late, bro. You can always watch the replay, but we appreciate you being here live. I understand like people don't like to miss the commentary, the conversation in the chat, I should say, not my commentary. Nobody cares about my commentary. John Tucci is in the house. Thanks for joining. Hey, Tad. So Tad, thanks, man. I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture of like what I have going on in my head. The key will be, can I make that happen on the body? Because we know like getting it from here to here is a challenge, right? And so I'll send you a picture after the live stream. Daryl, someone say cheetah. Isn't that what we see at the local tracks? A bunch of cheetahs, a bunch of cheaters. No, I'm joking. I can show you some airbrush tricks. Nice, Dominga. I need to get over to Dayton on Wednesday night, don't I? Wednesdays actually work better for me than Thursdays. I hate it. Bruce, if you're out there at Cincy Slots and all the guys that race at Cincy Slots, I am super sorry. My schedule this season has been awful. I think I've talked about it before. We had some kind of changes at church, and we have worship practice on Thursday nights, and it's a huge conflict with Thursday night racing at Cincy Slots. And usually about once or twice a month, I would cancel practice, or I would work it out that I wouldn't be at practice, and that just wasn't working this season. So I hate it. So Dominga, I haven't seen you. Amazon sells those. I'm not sure what I missed what Amazon sells. Sorry, George. Unless you're talking about the airbrushes. So, some feedback. I'm going to do a video about the airbrush. I'm going to do a video about the gallery airbrush. My brother has the trigger version. I have the GAD 39. And right now you can get the GAD 39 for $29 on Amazon. And I'm telling you what, for $29, guys, it's an awesome airbrush. But I will say, thanks to BS Slot Car, Steve sent me a message, and he had his friend Manny, shout out to Manny, modeling on YouTube, some great painting videos. The guy's super, super talented, airbrushing. And he does a lot of model kits. And I think he dabbles in some HO slot cars. And he wasn't familiar with my channel, but I started following him and was watching him. And he's a big gallery product guy. He likes the Kaleido paints. And then they sponsor his channel, and they sent him the Seeker. And he said he uses the GAD 39 all the time and loved it. And he said the Seeker is even better. And then he has a discount code. And so I will try to post that if I can find it. Oh, George says, sorry, you can get a shirt made on Amazon. Okay, I'm tracking with you now, George. Thanks. But I'll try to put his coupon code out there, and you can get 10% or 15% off the purchase of the Seeker from Gallery, which puts that at about $46, which is what I paid for my GAD 39. And I thought at $46, I thought it was a great deal. Holler at your boy for airbrushing and screen printing. Dominga, I did not know that you did screen printing. Good to know. Rob, no shirt transfers. Double XL, thanks. What do I owe you? Okay, Rob, I'll work on that, and I'll let you know. Daryl says, I like Womps, fun cars. No soup for you. I have a story about no soup for you. I actually have a picture, me and my buddy Eli and Steve Good. We were on a trip to Chicago, and we were staying at a hotel and having breakfast, and we had breakfast with the Soup Nazi. He was the president of the Actors Guild. So they're the Actors Union for not like A-list actors, but like the average actor. And they're in a union, and he was the president of the union, and he was the guest speaker at their annual meeting, which was happening in the hotel that we were staying in. And my buddy Eli looks at the guy in line in front of us, and he's like, hey, is that the Soup Nazi? And I look at him, I'm like, it looks just like him. No, it can't be him. And we didn't know what was going on in the convention center at the hotel we were staying at. And he turns around and he had a shirt that said Master of My Domain. And I was like, how could it not be the guy who plays the Soup Nazi wearing a shirt that says Master of My Domain? It was awesome. So we went up and was like, hey, can we get a picture with you? And he was super, super nice. But we didn't ask him to say, no soup for you. Hey, Mark Bondi, What's up? Patrick, shout out for Patrick at Fast Laps. Patrick sent me the latest version to beta test on the track, and I downloaded it and I've been testing it. These are some specific things that he built in for the AMSCO race. And right now they're working pretty good. Jeff, Marty, your overspray is normal until you find your paint flow rate and hand speed. It's all about laying it wet. Jeff, thanks. Yeah, I'll get there. I feel like it's I'm doing pretty good. I am super happy with how this clean this paint laid down. The only thing I'm running into is it's kind of dusty down here, and so I gotta fix that. I gotta figure out like my paint booth. I need to finish that, and yeah. So I think it'll get better. Hello from far north of Canada. The Slot Car Man Cave. Thanks for tuning in, man. George says, "Don't forget to open the box behind me." I will open the box behind me here in a bit. I got a box today that I didn't really know was coming. I got a warning about it, and yeah, it's kind of caught me off guard a little bit. So we'll get to that here shortly. Jay Johnson, good evening, racers. Daryl, I won't name their names. Dickie, yeah, what's in the box? Well, I do have a box from Slot Car Corner. I ordered some parts for another box that I got from Greg Kessler. My Lambo that I bought that he ordered a long time ago from Scale Auto, as part of a group buy. So I've got it, and I was waiting for these parts to come in because I hope I can say this. The Lambo is going to go out to California for some paint prep. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what it looks like, but I've got a few people that have said that they were wanting to paint a white kit for me. I'll just be honest with you. I haven't, I guess I do have one other white kit. So shout out to Rick. Rick, Einhoff offered to paint a car for me. He's been bugging me. He's kind of given up, I think, at this point. But last year, when I was going to go to Florida, I was going to bring a white kit with me, and I just was never able to make it to meet up with him. The family vacation got in the way, which was a good thing. We had an awesome vacation. So that, and then Jason Comedia is sometimes in the chat, most weeks. Jason, I just had a glitch. Hopefully the live stream is still going. The screen blinked. So let me know in the chat. Everything all right? Anyway, back to the he offered to paint a livery, and that dude kills it. Yeah, man. And so I need to pick up a white kit and send it out to Jason so that so he can paint, maybe even if it's just a body. Maybe that's what I'll do and send it out to him. So who else do we have? Roland. Marty just got Fast Laps, and it's really nice. Roland, I'm glad you like it. It's great. Hopefully you used my coupon code because that would save you a little bit each month. Joey Boots, what's going on? What else? How far north? Gregory, just got my Omni slot box and saw the rumor Carrera may be come out with an analog digital power base. Greg, I have not heard that, but I have zero in with Carrera. So I would not get that information from anybody at Carrera. Carrera doesn't know who I am. Greg, rumor. Chris, nice the Lambo finally arrived. I'll grab the box here in a second. Hey, Mike. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. They said you've been working a lot. Did I miss the exclusive? Oh, all right. So I only have one graphic in this machine, and it attaches it each week, and I go out and I change it. So some people see a title slide that says, a thumbnail that says exclusive from Slot Car Corner. Every week we have an exclusive from Steve. Steve is just a regular. He comes in, tells us what Slot Car Corner has. He's the main sponsor, right? So we love Steve. But I didn't have anything exclusive. I changed that slide out, and hopefully, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm curious. I'm not sure what happened, if that was a power thing. So glad that it's working out well. So yeah, glad that finally arrived. So you didn't miss the exclusive. Let's see. You will not be disappointed. No, you won't. The Omni slot box is really nice. It's a great device and does a great job. Harry asks, what are the thoughts on the slotted 917? Okay, I'm excited because I have the Pink Pig 917 from NSR, and I absolutely love the car. And the last time I had it on the track, I kind of broke some things on it, so I was a little disappointed. So I needed to do some repair. So I put it away because I made myself mad. But the original Pink Pig was a 917-20. And so it's awesome. Great job, Slotted, for actually making the 917-20. It looks like they're making a 917K, which is great for them. That'll perform great with the Ferrari and the GT40. It's right in that class. It's perfect. But adding the 920 or the 917-20, I think that's phenomenal. And that's going to look perfect in the Pink Pig livery. But I believe it came in some other liveries too. But what a famous livery on that car. And it makes sense because the 917-20 was fattened up, right? When you look at it, it's a little more bubbly. And like that's the joke about the livery, right? Is that it was a pig compared to the 917. So I am super excited about that. I think it's a great choice, Harry. I think that it's probably the most excited I've been about a slotted car in a while. So yeah, like they do some DTM stuff that I'm not super interested in, to be honest. Yeah, we don't really see that here in the States. So, but some of them are cool. I like they've got some great liveries. It's not that I don't like the cars. It's just that they've released a lot of those. And I got into the Revo slot Datsuns, so I didn't really jump on the slotted Datsun bandwagon. Not that it doesn't look good. It looks great. Excuse me. But I think it's going to be a great car. It will be very, very popular. Hopefully they do, a handful of liveries pretty quick. All good, no glitch. Thanks. Great. John Albright, dust in the air, get a spray bottle of water and wet the floor in your paint booth. The wet floor will attract and trap the particles that may be floating in the air. John, thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's just that, it's not a lot, but I see like one or two little specks in the clear, and I'm like, dang it. And I had to do a little touch up. But all in all, I'm pretty stoked about how that's turning out. Wet the floor. That's a great idea. Yep. Love my slotted. Yeah, drummer boy. I think that's going to be awesome. Yes, the correct 917-20 body. Slotted is back on my radar. Yeah, Chris, I think it's a great choice for them. I think Maurizio, he's going to hit a home run with that. And it should perform well. I don't see why it wouldn't. If it's like the GT40 performs really well from Slotted, that Ferrari that they've put out and done quite a few liveries on. I don't have one, but Daryl Rogers has bought all of them, I think, and they run really, really good. They are really good cars. So yeah, I think they're gonna be great. Leaf blower. Chris, no worries, man. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Don't ever apologize, man. We have lives to live. I can't expect everybody to be here every Tuesday to listen to me ramble on. So, no need to soak it in. Just fine, even mist, just enough so it's evenly wet to the touch. Got it. James, the Reds, they got a chance, man. The season hasn't started yet. I was one and done with the slotted Datsun 510. I like the Revo 510 better. Yeah, Chris, I was getting that feedback as well. There's lots of arguments about the scale. Those Revo Group 2s, they might be a little small, but man, they're so much fun on the track. Really good time. Bob, what's up? Thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. When I was painting one-to-one cars in the garage, we'd wet the floor. Works a treat. Yeah, thanks. That's a great idea. I will plan to do that. Bill Bowtie, Marty, I ordered your airbrush. Going to attempt a Concourse car. Have no idea what I'm getting into. Bill, I think that you'll like it, man. And for the price, again, I'll reiterate it. It's really, really good. Dave Gorley ended up buying one. Shotgun Dave did, and he was really pleased, especially for $29. It's probably a $50 airbrush all day long. So, I mean, it sounds like they're still going to offer that, and the Seeker is just an upgrade. It's like the top of the line in the Advance, and it's listed for like $55. But Gary sent me a message. He ended up buying the Seeker earlier and sent me a picture of a car that he's painted, and it did an awesome job. It was really, really good. Go Reds. That's right. Yeah, George says wet sanding helps also. Yep. I just got the GT40. Love it. It's fast. Brett, did you get the slotted GT40 or the NSR GT40? Just curious. Or a Fly GT40. Bob, the first set of 124 tires from you are awesome. I'll be getting more. Well, that's cool. Glad you're here to like them. Pamela's in the house. Vin, good evening. Highway, a little late, but you made it. Yeah, no worries, man. Glad you're here. M Toil Guy, woot woot. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we got lots of people. Shotgun Dave. Yep, it works great. Slot of 510 can be tuned to run every bit as well as the Revo slot. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I think they did an awesome job. The model looks great. I just didn't buy one. I'd already bought like 4 of the Group 2s. So I'm like, do I really need another one? For sure. Jim, I was going to mention that. I'm glad you mentioned that in the chat. That even if they do add a switch to their CU, it's not going to be able to do what the Omni slot box does. For sure. I sprayed Metal Flake with it today, and it do okay. That 0.5 probably was good for that, right? I'm sure it can, quality-wise, the Revo. Yeah, we all love the Revos around here. Drink roast coffee. Thanks, Daryl. blasphemy from the king of remote slots. Hey, Ty, I'm late because I was at the track during the week. Woohoo. Man, that's great. I'm glad you tuned in, but I'm glad I love it even more that you were at the track. That's great. I'm going to switch cameras real quick. I'm going to go down to this camera and talk about the chassis on the truck real quick. This I put some tape on it just to quiet the pod down. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. The light isn't great right there. Did some break in, and I'm able to get some body float, which is awesome. But I also did Dave just teased me with a picture of a paint job he's working on. But I think I need to true my fronts down a little more. I know I don't want to go too far, but I think I've got to go further because when I run the truck with no front axle or tires, it's a rocket. It gets around all the turns really, really good. When I throw the front axle and tires on, I get D-slots, and I get the front end kind of hanging up. And so what I think it's doing is initiating the turn, and the fronts are touching a little too much. And so I think I'm going to put these on the truer and maybe go another millimeter. I don't want to go too much because I don't want it to look stupid. But I do need to get to the point where the fronts are just barely touching the track. Right now, they're touching the track too much and causing some problems. So it's one of the things I'm working on with the truck. So once I get that figured out, then it's off to George. Hey, Hillbilly, thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Nothing beats Revo quality for the price. That's for sure. We've talked about that a lot. I was looking for somebody particular in the chat before I get to the boxes, but I do have some boxes. So we got some parts. I do have my Mobile One decals for the truck. And the modern Mobile Ones I'm not using, but I'm using the number 1 for my number plate. So I've got those printed ready to go. In this box, let's, I guess I could change it to this. So in this box, I've got a couple things to share. Because I've got an announcement to make. So here's the Lambo white kit. And I've not opened it up yet because I'm going to throw it in the mail probably tomorrow and send it off to California. So let me back that up a little bit so you guys can see it. But that's what the Scale Auto white kits look like. And the car's put together. I guess I could open it up. Maybe. And get it out and take a look at it. Maybe I will do that. I'm going to set that over here. And then I got the Lexan interior for it. And I've got the wing for it. So I'm pretty excited about getting that. But I wanted to talk about these, and I want to give you this close up. So let's talk a little bit about the AMSCO race. Gary has a question. Hey, Gary. Hello. And so the AMSCO race. This is some setup blocks that Velocity Racing Parts. One of the moderators, if you go out and go to velocityslotracingparts.com and put that in the chat, the link to Greg. You guys know him as Bud Slots in the chat. Greg has a parts company, a slot car parts company, and then he's also one of the founders of the AMSCO organization. And to help people pass tech, they've created these setup blocks. And on the setup blocks, there is a raised section, a 0.8 millimeter for the GT3 class, which is the black one, and a 0.1 millimeter, 1 millimeter for the GT4 class. And what these are is you put the car on the block, and Greg sent me a video and he's going to post this, and you set the car at the end of the block, and then when you roll it through, as long as you can pass over that little rise where the motor plate is, and the wheels still turn, you are at the right height. Okay. And so I tried to make it so that you could see it, that when I rolled it over, that the wheel didn't turn, see, because the motor was catching on that. And so that tells you if you've got your ride height legal or not. And when they'll do that in tech. And so if you're running GT4, the ride height to the bottom of the motor is 1 millimeter, and it's 0.8 in the GT3 class. These are available as of today on Velocity Slot Racing Parts. So if you are coming to the AMSCO race, these official blocks are available. They're 3D printed. They're great. But it's a great way to know if you've got your car set up properly. So if somebody out there could post that link, that would be great. Oh, John Albright did. John, thank you so much. So Greg sent these to me and said, hey, could you talk about those tonight? And I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Would love to. So I opened up the box, and they were in the box. These are available as of today. So for those of you going to the AMSCO race, if you're running GT3 or GT4, or you're prepping one of each, you could pick these up so that you can make sure before you even come to the race, or while you're tuning at the race, to make sure that your cars are legal. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Some of the guys from AMSCO are in there. They can answer questions. Go to the website. You can contact Greg directly through the website. Again, velocityslotracing.com, and pick up a setup block for the AMSCO race. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about that tonight. Okay. Which reminds me, next week, I got a message. Steve says he doesn't see the blocks on Greg's page. So I'll text Greg, but he said that, well, I'm looking at the text. He said that he would have them available after the live stream. So watch for those probably tomorrow. He prints them. He's got a 3D printer. He prints them. So, there's no shortage. If he just print them to order. So if you order one, he'll print it and get it shipped out to you. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate you checking that. But next week, Ray Lego is going to be joining us on the live stream, and I'm super excited about that. Ray and I have been talking back and forth for a long time, and he wanted me to announce something, and I want to look at the message just to make sure I get it correct. But when he so let's see, Ray Lego. He said, "Hey, check out Slot Car Magazine, because in Slot Car Magazine this month there's an article about the AMSCO race." I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Slot Car Magazine. I love magazines. I still love magazines, and so I think that if you're not subscribed, maybe you should go get a subscription. Maybe a lot of people didn't know about this magazine. I didn't until Ray had mentioned it earlier about it. And then, so this is the new Slot Car Magazine issue 90 is out. And so I wanted to plug that. But when Ray is on next week, Ray has been working with Pamela at Super Tires, and he's going to have pictures and everything next week. We've got a whole list of things we want to talk about. I'm super excited about his charity. I want to know all about that. I know Ray was on Marco's Track Call podcast and talked a lot about that stuff. And what he does outside of slot cars. We're going to try to stay in slot cars, but I've got some questions I want to know, dive a little deeper in some. He's got just a cool story, and he's super excited about coming to the AMSCO race, and I think he wants to talk some crap about coming and kicking our butts and owning us here in Ohio, and I love it. I can't wait to get to meet him in person, but Ray wants your help in naming these new tires that Pamela is working on with Ray. And so he's going to post about them online, but he wants to have a contest. And so in the chat next week, when we share the pictures, he wants you guys to brainstorm in the chat, and we're going to name these new tires. And so they're a special color, and there'll be zero grips, and they're a new size, I think, maybe. I don't know. Pamela knows all about them if she's in the chat. But he's working with Pamela on these tires, probably for the race that Ray will have later this year. And he's pretty excited about it, but he wants your help. So sort of think like the Ghost Grips and that name, which kind of blew up and we had fun with. These will be a different tire, and he wants you guys to name it. And then he's gonna give something away to the winner that picks the name. I got a sneak peek, and I like them. They're cool, and yeah. So what do you want to give away? He mentioned, but we can talk about it next week. Yeah. So come with your ideas next week. So Ray's going to be here. And then the following week, I just got a text from Ian Douglas, who posted on Facebook that he got his plane tickets to come to the AMSCO race. And I think I spilled the beans last week that there were some guys coming from California. I've been talking to Ian, and I personally am super excited about Ian coming. We've had so many conversations. He's been on the live stream once. I've been working on him, trying to get him to come back, but life is pretty busy for him. So I don't want to overwhelm him, but pretty excited about that. And so he's going to come on the following week and talk about the AMSCO race. And, plastic track is not something that he's ever raced on. And so this is a new surface for him. So it's a new challenge. And I think that those guys are pretty excited about it, and they've got some ideas that they want to try. to see how they work on the plastic track, and I'm pretty excited about that. And so I think it's going to be great competition and camaraderie, to be honest with you guys. Ray coming in, and the guys from New Jersey, the host guys coming, the guys from Michigan that are coming, the guys from Houston, the Austin that are coming from Texas. I think they said there are 5 of those guys coming. That is super, super exciting. There's some guys from Florida coming up. Like, we have people coming from all over the place. It's probably going to close out. We're probably going to hit we're probably going to hit the maximum number of racers. And that's really, really, really cool. Okay. So there we go. It's not a new size, just a new color for 0 grips. That's cool. Thanks, Pamela. Appreciate it. Thanks for jumping in there, bailing me out. Not me, Marty P. My cars are turns. Oh, whatever, Daryl. Daryl is a sandbagger as well. Hey, Mark. Ian is great. Just had him the first place. Just hand him the first place trophy. Chris, we're gonna make him earn that. We're just not gonna hand it to him. He's gonna have to earn it. He wants to earn it. He doesn't want to hand it to him. Trust me. We've had lots of conversations about that. But I think they're super excited about the competition. They're super excited to get to meet a bunch of us slot racers. We all have so much in common, right? And I think they're looking forward to it, and looking forward to have some fun. I don't know where he's flying into. We haven't talked today about it. So, hey, Brad, late to the party, dinner with the wife. Hey, Brad, man, don't worry about that, man. Go have a great evening with your wife. Marty, off to bed in a sec. 4 a.m. comes. Just wanted to say, hey, Russell, thanks for tuning in. So, guys, I got this box today. We might as well. I keep putting it off because I'm nervous about it. It was on my porch. Let me see. Maybe. Hang on, guys. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can zoom in with this other camera on the box, and we will. There it is. Zoom. And I can open the box up, and you guys can be surprised. I have not opened it. I have not even peeked. But as soon as you see the box, you'll have an idea of what's going on. And I'll move that out of the way. And I need to grab this. This will help make this much easier. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. I probably should check the audio on that. Check 1. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check, check. All right. Can you guys hear me in the wireless? So I'm going to change cameras, and we're going to Greg, the mystery box. Box. That's right. That might be a little tight. Let me just back out just a touch. All right. And somewhere around here, I have I've got too much stuff piled up around here. I've got a razor blade. All right, guys. So, oh gosh, I had a knife sitting right here. So this box, let me get that out of the way. as you can see, has a Power Hobby on the side of it. And I walked up on the porch and I'm like, oh, that's a Power Hobby box. And somebody packed something in a Power Hobby box. And then I picked it up, and I think this is a Power Hobby pit box. And so Troy Thorne, who's in the chat, sent this to me. And I honestly went through a bunch of different emotions because I kind of have an idea what this could be. And, you know, let's just open it. I'll shut up. But like this is definitely not something I was expecting. I don't know if I should read this or not. So this is from Troy. And it looks like there are a whole host of people that made this thing happen. Chris, the dynamic duo of Chris's, who are actually going to be on the track next week. Chris Frater and Chris Petsowski, Dave Kennedy and George, all had a hand in this, which makes sense why George asked me if I got anything in the mail today. Okay. Maybe I'll read that. This, guys, this is really cool. I'm going to put the mic down. No way. Are you kidding me? How freaking cool is that? It's got my logo on it. My favorite number is number 19. I've worn number 19 on every soccer and baseball jersey I've ever worn, but I was too fat of a kid to. I didn't get to wear 19 in football. So let's check this out. This is crazy. Hopefully you guys can see that. What's on? So this has got a bunch of custom trays, custom graphics on the drawers. This is insane. So it's got custom fit drawers that slide a bit nicer than the originals, car trays to easily get cars in and out of the box and keep them protected and locked in, adjustable standoffs on the trays so you can adjust them based on the rear track width of each car, branded parts boxes for organizing your spare parts, a tuning setup organizer. This is a small parts organizer I've been designing for building and setting up cars. A removable setup block lets you lift the car out and check the tire clearance without moving the entire one over. Man alive. I don't even know what to say, man. This is This is cool stuff. Oh, check these out. They got my logo 3D printed in them. Man, that and those lock in. Man, this is a phenomenal design. Oh, and I've got this camera sitting here in the way. I got so sidetracked. Sorry, guys. And the parts box. So that's what this is, I think. Oh, this is the setup block. So we will open that. Oh, that, how cool is that? That is phenomenal. Troy. Guys, you know, I don't even know what to say. This will get used. I have a toolbox that I retrofitted as my slot car box, and it's nice. And what I'll do is I'll pass that thing on to somebody else that needs a box. Got car stands. This is parts organizers. Let's take a look at one of those. Troy, you kind of, Chris, Dave, George, you guys, I don't know why you felt like you needed to do this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not unhappy that you did. Oh yeah. These boxes are great. Check it out. Slot it. I'm guessing that these are all branded. Scalato. Two lines. I guess NSR. This is crazy. I will obviously be doing a full review of this box. This is incredible. I'm going to bring this up close so you guys can see this setup block. This design is wild. Okay. So this is the setup block that was in there. Check that thing out. So it's got some adjustability to it. This is really impressive. This is great work. And so the setup block actually lifts off of this organizer. It's got measurements on it. Place to put tires. Man, the print quality is phenomenal. Troy, I'm curious to... Hey, Dave. Yeah, that kind of blows me away. That's a lot of work. It was very, very generous and kind. it will get used. Don't fret about that. I don't have any shelf queens, but I love this hobby. This is derailing the whole show. I've been in this hobby almost 4 years now, which is crazy. That I'm kind of bumping up into that, or 3 years. Back in February, I think, maybe. And I remember telling my brother that when I started the channel, that maybe we just make some connections in the hobby. And if this is going to sound funny, but if I get a chance to meet Dave Kennedy and shake his hand and have a great conversation with him, if I got to meet some of the companies that are in the hobby, that it might be kind of cool. If somebody sent me something to review, that would be worth it. And here we are. A lot of those things, those goals that I had for the channel, we've met. And it just continues to grow, and it continues to, I don't know if prosper is the right word, but it's kind of what I've got in my head right now. But honestly, the amount of kindness that and the generosity, that's kind of hard to wrap your mind around sometimes. It's been pretty amazing that they're just great people. We talk about it every week, that the community that this live stream has, that the slot car hobby has. And Dave and I talked about that in our conversation, that I've never been a part of a hobby like this in my entire life, where they're just, people are generous and they're kind, and there's always that 0.0001%, and I've bumped into a few of those people, and in the end, those relationships have even turned out to be great. So thank you. That box is awesome. I will post some pictures. I will definitely do a video so you guys can actually see it. Troy, you may have opened up a can of worms, bro, because this stuff that you 3D printed for this, or whoever did, George, Troy, I'm guessing Troy, you did it, designed those. There are going to be people that want this stuff, and so you might find yourself pretty busy. But Chris, I'll get to thank you guys in person next week. Now I'm looking forward to it. Dave, George and I had a conversation about 15 minutes before the show. I went live because I was out on a walk and I was trying to squeeze some steps in, and I called him about something I've got to send him. And it was just having conversations and friendships like that are just super important to me. So guys, thanks. Shotgun Dave, fantastic people in the hobby. Yeah, Dave, that's awesome. Sean, beautiful and functional box. Well done, gents. Man, it is. No, that is all Troy there. So Troy, thanks for putting that together. I really appreciate it. Troy reached out to me probably a little over a year ago, and we have some things in common. We have theater in common, which is really funny. And he gets to work on some really, really cool projects. And he's invited me out to my wife and I to come to a show. And we're going to figure that out, Troy. One, I'd love to meet you in person. Two, take in a show and see the magic you get to create. Use your creativity, but obviously with this stuff, it's it's pretty impressive. So, man, thanks. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know how I follow that up. Just Merry Christmas. Yeah, thanks, Gary. Chris, for things, man. Here's the thing, Troy. I don't see it. I don't see it as that. I don't know that I see that I do a lot for the hobby. I just feel like we've created a space in the hobby for people to gather. And I'm not the only one that does that. Dave will do live streams. Friday at 5:00 Eastern is Slot Car News, and there's a lot of people that gather every Friday and take the news in together. That's a community of people that is important. I tune in every week. George, watch his live streams. Dave's streams on Friday nights. Ernest, when he and Colt jump on, Ryan, out in the Pacific Northwest on Wednesdays. Joe on Monday nights racing on his track. I mean, they're just community everywhere you look. And I think that's the beauty of this hobby. And so I think everybody does their part. I'm just trying to do mine. I feel a responsibility. I've been given this venue, this avenue, this platform. It's not really a platform, but I don't want to ever abuse it or take advantage of it. But I do want it to be a healthy place for people. And that's because you guys show up each week. And I appreciate it. Yeah, George is no slouch. Greg, mic drop moment. Yeah, it's on an arm. I can't drop it. I guess I could drop this one, but I'm not going to drop this one. Wow. That was super cool, man. Slot Journal. Mark says, Marty, George, Raul are the reason I started a channel. They were so encouraging, and I still encourage people. There's plenty of room here. The pond is big. And so don't be afraid if there have any questions. I keep getting the request. I'm going to do it. I was going to wait until after the AMSCO event, but I think maybe I might do it before. I always get lots of questions about how I do the live stream. And so I think I'm going to turn the camera around, and so you guys can get to see exactly what I do to put a live stream together. And I will say, like, it was pretty simple day one. It was my iPhone on a little propped up on a bunch of books. My wife has a library upstairs. And I took a bunch of books and I stacked them up, and I propped my phone up because I didn't have a tripod, and I just recorded on the phone. And that's what I was doing. And then I got a little tripod. I still use it. And that's how I started. And my encouraging to you guys was just to hit the record button. And John Albright, we're going to get you on here at some point. You need to jump on the live stream. Hey Terry, thanks for tuning in. Moments like this remind me why the hobby is special. Yeah, Jim, thanks, man. It is special. Because people like you, you've invested most of your life in this hobby. When we heard your story, so many guys have invested so much over the years, and sometimes they never get to see the fruit of their labor, and sometimes that's sad because they don't know what kind of impact they've had on people. And there are people in this hobby that have had a huge impact on me in just such a short period of time. I'm sort of an extrovert, so I make friends fast and easy, and I'm not afraid to reach out to people and have a conversation. But not everybody's like that. So I feel like my circle grew pretty quick because I was willing to reach out and say hello. But that's the beauty of what happens in the chat is we get people every week that say, I've been lurking for a long time. I get messages all the time that says, "Hey, I've been watching your videos for a long time," and I just felt like I needed to reach out and say hello and introduce myself, and I love that. I absolutely love it. Every time that happens, I always try to respond quickly to people, but I get messages in all over the place. But I always try to respond to people, and people are like, "Wow, you responded fast." I'm like, "It's because it's important to me. You took the time to send me a message. I want to make sure that I answer your questions in a timely manner, and let you know that I really appreciate to check out the channel." So, man, Mike's Little Hobby Shop is in the house. Thanks. I'm missing out on some a great hobby. I've played with 1-to-1 cars my whole life, and now that I'm a little older, I can still race 1/32 scale, a lifetime hobby. It is a lifetime hobby. There's so many hobbies that I've been a part of that I can't do anymore. I love to mountain bike, but I told my brother, I'm like, every time I go out, the last few times I went out, I got hurt. And so I've slowed down and I've started riding just in town, but that's, that's a hobby that I've kind of gone in and out of over the years. And I jokingly said, I'd love to get back into BMX. And he's like, "Dude, don't be stupid. You'll get hurt." And he's right. And so those are things that you can't do anymore. And my phone's blowing up I'll catch up with all you guys that are texting me stuff. Yes, John Mark, that's a super nice box, man. It is super cool. Check that thing out. Great graphic design. That's just fantastic. What have I missed? Rob, I'm having total knee replacement on Friday. Finally, some relief. Rob, best of luck on Friday. Glad to hear that you're finally having the surgery, which means that you're close to retirement, and that's exciting for you. And now you get to play with slot cars even more. Just don't spend all your time trimming tires, dude. Let me see. What else did I miss? Dot King says, "This is a great hobby with great people. I really work with the best people." Man, I agree. It's so much fun. Tad, yes, sir, Greg. So Rob, hang in there. We'll be thinking about you on Friday. Yep, praying all goes well. Send some good thoughts to Rob. Knee replacement. My wife is considering knee replacement. She's still pretty young to be getting that, but I think it'll improve her quality of life. And Rob, I hope it does the same for you, man. Yeah, work hard on your rehab. The rehab is important. Make that happen. I know people who have rehabbed hard and worked hard at it, and you don't even know that they have had a knee replacement. And then I know people who did not do rehab very well, and they suffer a little bit. So it'll be worth it. Good luck, Rob. My knee replacement was 4 years. Great relief. And Frog's Budget Racing, thanks for jumping in. That's good stuff. Don't let the old man in, Tad. That's right. I don't. I try not to. What's up, Patrick? Thanks for joining. Charles, Marty, great job. What a fabulous slot car box. Keep on racing. Yeah, it'll be at the AMSCO race, prepped and ready to roll, to rock and roll. We get hurt putting our socks on. Chris, I can tell you that next Tuesday, it's warmer. You will not have to wear your coat while you're down here. I'm in short sleeves tonight, if that tells you anything. Beautiful box. Great job. Yeah, man. DeFinger still rides an 18-speed mountain bike. Yeah, I love my mountain bike. I'm stealing my brother's bike right now. He's got a 29-inch BMX bike that I've been riding around town. Had it out tonight, just around the block. So I'm having fun with that. Nice sticker on the new box. It was all Troy. We just lent a hand. Yeah, man, thanks. I appreciate it. Todd from Toju Racing also likes mountain biking metal. That's right. What's scary is you walk in, 6 hours later you walk out, like drive through at McDonald's. Yeah, Dusty's wife is having knee replacement. It got postponed, so he's kind of waiting on the date for that to be rescheduled. Come down to Georgia sometimes, and we'll do some mountain biking. So many places to go here, Patrick, and then you can come up here. We have in our backyard Great Seal State Park, and it's got some of the best mountain biking in Ohio. It's phenomenal. Yep, Jerry, thanks. Hey, Fox and Wolves, Troy. All the logos are 3D printed. Yeah, man, the logos look stinking awesome. I mean, look at the detail in that. Fantastic. Fantastic. I will say I didn't cry. When I picked up the box and realized that it was a pit box in the box, I got, my wife is like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Well, I think it's a pit box." And she's like, again, I'm going to ask the same question. "What is that?" I said, "Well, it's something to keep your slot cars in when you go to a race." And this is probably really, really cool. And she's like, "Somebody just sent that to you?" And when I was trying to explain to her that there's some really nice, I've met some really nice people, and I have some really great friends in this hobby. So, all right, we're going to end on that. It's 9:30, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget Ray Lego next week, and then Ian Douglas the week after that. I should have a video of the truck being finished. I'll put a quick video out on the box so you guys can see it up close, because I think the joy in it, and those of you guys who have this box, the design work on the internal workings is just incredible. And Troy, I got to know what kind of 3D printer do you have, man? Because the print quality is like insane. I'm guessing Bamboo H2D or PS2 or that would be my guess, but maybe not. All right. Well, we take it up and show her tonight. Yep, I will. If you guys get to North Jersey, we can mountain bike. Nice. MTB Plumber. It's right there in your name. Yeah, man. Man, I'm at an age where I ride a hardtail, and I should be on a full suspension bike at this point. And I think that would help me ride a little longer. Dusty thinks I should get an electric bike, but all right, guys, we're going to work on the truck, getting the decals on it, and I'll post a picture after it's done so you guys can see it. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Chris, Troy, Dave, George, too kind. I don't deserve this. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't deserve that. But I'm not giving it back. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. And like I always say, go have fun racing.